I got a haircut. I was going for 1940s, I think it's 1940s style for men, inspired by the actor who plays Girion Rat in Babylon Berlin. Really dope hairstyle. Anyway, I'm just making this video because, and this is the first time for me making a long video, because usually I just make those maximum 1 minute videos, reels on Instagram. I felt this was an interesting point to make. Oh great, there's a car coming. Oh well. So this video is about the following. I saw a French film called Samba in maybe 2017? 2016, I think? 2016. But it came out around that time. Samba with Omar Sy, Charlotte Gainsbourg, and Tahar Rahim. I really enjoyed it. And it wasn't just like enjoyable, like it had really interesting messages in it. One of which I'm going to share with you. So the main character is like an immigrant from Senegal, I think. And he is without papers, and he's appealing to like social services so that he can try and stay. And he ends up meeting a Middle Eastern immigrant, Arab world immigrant, what have you, however we should name it, from Algeria. But he doesn't know that he's Algerian, because the Algerian says that he is Brazilian. And, well, I mean, he kind of looks like it. You know, you take some Algerians, they're gonna look, it's not that different. Anyway, and he plays it off that he is Brazilian. You know, speaks some Portuguese, tudo bem, whatever. And, you know, tranquilo, whatever. At one point, you know, eventually the main character, the Senegalese dude, catches on. And then at some point after they've escaped, officers who would have caught them, he asks the Algerian, c'est quoi la capitale de Brésil pour vous, pour toi? He's like, Algiers. Algiers, like, what is the capital of Brazil for you? And he's like, Algiers. Or Algiers? I've never had to say that in English. So, obviously that's the capital of Algeria. And he's like, yeah, and then, so the Algerian guy proceeds to explain why it is that he passed himself off as Brazilian, and he said, like, when I arrived in France, like, je galérais, like, I worked and worked, I struggled, then je suis tombé sur un groupe de Brésiliens. I came across a group of Brazilians, and I found that everything was easier if you were Portuguese. Tout était plus facile si t'étais portugais. Um, so yeah, the reason I share that um, is because I think it has lessons. You know, do I think people are shallow? I mean, I think people are pragmatic. I think things have to be pragmatic. I'm not calling out, I'm not complaining or anything. But there is a lesson. Um, I would not have made this post if I didn't think there was something for everybody to gain. I don't think any one of us is bad and others are good. I think we're all out here just, struggling. Uh, it was a good film. Like, that's not the only message that I got from that film. There's another really important one that I don't know if I would share it with you right now, but it's really good. Okay, fine. Maybe I'll share it with you right now. So basically, the Senegalese dude, um, he's there in France with his uncle, who himself does have papers, documents. And his uncle is basically like supervising him all the time, telling him what to do, what not to do. The Senegalese guy, the main character, not the uncle, but the main character, he ends up developing a relationship with one of the women who is in the social services. She happens to be there as part of like her recovery because she had a burnout in her corporate job or whatever. And they develop a relationship, and they end up helping each other immensely. I like their each of their the reason each of them was able to continue on in their lives was because of their having encountered the other and having learned something from that person. So the uncle's like, why are you developing a relationship with this woman? Like, what's that going to serve? Like, and then the main character's like, y a pas un jour où, like, tu vas pas me dire ce qui est bon pour moi. Is there not one day that you won't tell me what's good for me or not? And then he goes on to say, the reason why you don't want this to work is because you fear that it'll work out and that will ça te fera mal. Like if this works out, it will be bad for you. You will be hurt if what I do ends up working out. He says, the main character says, si j'ai besoin de croire moi, si j'ai besoin de croire moi, what if I have a need to believe? That's the second lesson. The second message, which is that we need something to believe in. Like, we need to be able to reach out towards something. And, sometimes some of us in our lives, we have people, perhaps family, guardians, people who would speak other things and push for other things. Not that, they do it from a bad place. I'm not saying anything new. Tons of people have already said this, that, they're coming from the right place when they tell you to do this or do that. Your guardians, your elders, your family. But I don't know if it was unique way that was delivered in the film, the way he told his uncle. If it works out for me, it'll hurt you. Or is there not one day that you won't tell me what's good for me or not to do? The way he describes it as an overwhelm, because he says, is there not one day? And then, si j'ai besoin de croire moi, if I have a need to believe. What if I need to believe? I've never heard, I don't know. It just seems to me like when you go abroad or you go somewhere else, you encounter things are done differently everywhere, to the point where ideas that you have in one place they won't happen somewhere else. Things that you can communicate in one language cannot be communicated in another language. There are things that are lost. Anywho, just go out exploring, I guess.